In this edition of the primetime newscast on Equinox Television, a gendarme officer who killed the female colleague and 2 civilians here in the country's economic capital on the 23rd of December 2017 has been apprehended. He fell into the dragnet of security officials 4 days after the incident that left relatives and victims, or relatives of the victims and many in the economic capital, dwell in shock and consternation. In this newscast, we bring to you the atmosphere and how it happened. Plus, what are the technical capacities of the laptops offered university students by the President of the Republic? The distribution phase of the first consignment took place at the University of Yaoundé 1 in the nation's capital, Yaoundé. Today, those are headlines. Stay with us for the details. Good evening to you once again, ladies and gentlemen. You are watching the 6 p.m. newscast on Equinox Television. The first consignment of the 80,000 laptops that arrived Cameroon a few days ago promised students of the universities across the national territory by the President of the Republic were distributed to students of the University of Yaoundé 1. That was today. The Higher Education Minister, Professor Jacques Famindongo, who chaired the ceremony, urged the students to use the laptops and enhance their learning. They are the first beneficiaries of the 500,000 laptops promised university students in Cameroon by the President of the Republic. While distributing parts of the 80,000 computers at the University of Yaoundé 1, Guaikele, today, the Higher Education Minister said that it is not only the fruit of the Sichuan Telecom Construction and Engineering Company in China. He said that Microsoft company assisted the government of Cameroon to procure the laptops, and it should be noted as well that when the President of the Republic of Cameroon announced the offer, that was on the 10th of February 2016, it was an issue of 1 laptop per student or per university student in Cameroon. Students of the University of Yaoundé 2 would be receiving the laptops. That's going to be tomorrow, Wednesday, while another consignment of the presidential offer is expected to arrive Cameroon come January 2018. And during the ceremony that took place on the campus of the University of Yaoundé 1, today the Minister of Higher Education, Professor Jacques Famindongo, was speaking about the essence of the laptop and its importance. Let's hear him in the following excerpt.
Computers, here they are. Last but not the least, I must congratulate the Microsoft company of the United States of America for its availability and its willingness to accompany this presidential gift to the end. In fact, it is thanks to Microsoft that these laptops of the PBHEV model, Polbia Higher Education System Vision, are within them an Intel 8350 Tom Z processor with Microsoft Windows 10 operating system and a 365 Microsoft Office software. These computers have the latest and most efficient technology which the head of state is putting at the disposal of Cameroon students of higher education system. Eligible students of the other 6 state universities after Yaoundé 1 and Yaoundé 2 tomorrow, and private higher education institutes shall follow progressively in respect to the regularity of the fabrication of the computers in Shenzhen, Popular Republic of China, via funds distributed by Exim Bank China in favor of the Chinese company Sichuan Telecom Construction manager of this important academic operation aimed at reinforcing digital education in our university system. Also, the Chinese counterpart shall construct 9 university digital development centers in 8 state universities and in the interstate Cameroon-Congo University Sang-Melima campus, within the framework of a loan agreement signed on June 18, 2015 in Beijing, in presence of our Prime Minister, Head of Government, His Excellency Philemon Yang. My sincere wish for all higher education students in both public and private institutions who will benefit from the very important gift of the head of state is that they make good use of this presidential gift. Finally, I wish all of us a happy and very prosperous New Year 2018.
That is Professor Jacques Famindongo, Cameroon's Minister of Higher Education, there speaking to Gizogo during the ceremony to distribute laptops to students of the University of Yaoundé 1, the ceremony that's going to continue tomorrow on the campus of the University of Yaoundé 2, that is in Soa. The President of the Republic of Cameroon made the offer that was exactly or close to 2 years ago. President Paul Biya, or the Paul Biya Higher Education Vision Model, that is how the laptop is called, came close. Many have put the quality of the laptops to question, stating that local manufacturers could devise a better package for students across the national territory. A reporter in Yaoundé, Sirin, actually caught up with Professor Roger Etundi. He's going to be looking at the technical capacities of the laptops in the following excerpt.
It's the new technology. The new technology is SSD. You can easily access to your data, and this is the capacity of 32 gigabytes, and for the old technology, 32 gigabytes are equivalent to 500 gigabytes. You understand? This for the storage capacity, But in this storage capacity, you should add the fact that they have the possibility to load their data in the Microsoft cloud. The CPU allows students to carry out simulation. They can carry simulation. I told them, they just try to carry simulation and see how it works. So this is the added value that has been put in this processor. And this is an Intel processor.
That is an official of the Ministry of Higher Education. They're talking about the technical capacities of the laptops distributed to university students today in Yaoundé. Now, the gendarme officer who killed or recently shot dead his female colleague and 2 civilians in the economic capital Douala has finally fallen into the dragnet of security officials. Roni Takem Wamba, that is how he is called, 28-year-old, was arrested in Soa, that is in the University of Yaoundé 2, by elements of the anti-criminal unit in collaboration with gendarmerie officials in the economic capital Douala. He's currently been detained at the Gendarmerie Legion, that is here in the city of Douala, as we hear in the following report with Smart Njekan Gabriel.
Her son, Danny Heyman, was one of the victims shot in Douala by a certain Takem Wamba Ronik, a gendarme officer. According to the mother of Danny, Takem was very arrogant, ungrateful, not polite, and she at times advised him that since he was already working at his young age, getting his own family was the best thing. The Makepe Maturity neighborhood where the incident occurred is still tensed. At the residence of Wamba's girlfriend, Njufa Kevin, who was also shot by the same uniform officer, it was total consternation that welcomed us. Before shooting the young student, there have been little misunderstanding between the two, as Wamba had always accused his girlfriend Kevin. Her mother narrated the story to us. You've been flirting in the neighborhood. I have my ears on the ground. She's a prostitute. These are the medicines that I collected from a native doctor to charm Kevin, but I don't want to do that. After this misunderstanding, Saturday happened to be the last day of Kevin on earth. As he shot in the air, the others fled away. He got into the room with his cousin and shot Kevin, then left. Traces of the blood is seen on this carpet, which has been sent out of the room. Thanks to the investigation carried out by officials of the gendarmerie, Wamba was arrested in Yaoundé on Tuesday and transferred to Douala, where investigations will continue.
And the rector of the University of Douala has said that the institution has not been able to shoulder the financial burden, or the financial burden of lecturers, or rather because of limited budget at their disposal. Professor Francois Xavier Etoile added that lecturers will be provided with research allowances and suitable logistics on campus come 2018. He was speaking during the session during which they adopted the 2018 budget of the said institution for the year 2018 and is having a 211 million francs reduction as compared to that of 2017. Details with Katran Kone.
The 2018 budgetary at the University of Douala has witnessed 211 million francs CFA dropped as compared to that of last year. The budget, which stands at 14 billion 260 million francs CFA, was adopted today at the University of Douala in a session for the institution in the year 2018. The rector of the University of Douala, Professor Francois Xavier, the adoption of the budget is aimed at looking at the ongoing infrastructure works in the campus. The University of Douala is yet to realize its project due to the limited budget at their disposal. Works have remained stagnant, and even the condition of works of the lecturers are yet to be ameliorated. According to the rector, the university is unable to look at the financial situation of the lecturers because of the limited budget at their disposal. However, had constrained with no increased government subvention. It was imperative for participants to brainstorm further on ways to generate revenue for the institution. He encouraged all to play their role in the growth of the institution through mobilizing, ensuring and projecting. He added that lecturers will be given research allowances in the days ahead. It should be noted that the session is coming few weeks after lecturers abandoned their works demanding for better working conditions.
Activities are gradually returning to normal across the national territory following Christmas celebrations that took place across Cameroon yesterday. It took place in a very tight military presence, so in the presence of security officials in the Southwest Regional Headquarters of Boya. It was equally a very tense atmosphere in Diang Division, that is in the Southwest region of Cameroon yesterday, where 2 gendarme officers and the Ntoko Brigade Commander are said to have been killed by some yet to be identified individuals. The unknown attackers, over 30 of them, stormed the Ntoko Gendarmerie Brigade some 50 kilometers away from Mundemba, that is in the Southwest region of Cameroon yesterday. The mortal remains of the victims have been deposited in a local hospital mortuary. Of course, we'll be keeping you updated in our subsequent newscasts. We equally have information that the office or the residence of the senior divisional officer from Diang was equally set ablaze during the attack which took place yesterday. In news out of Cameroon, Liberians are choosing their new president. There were millions of them that went to the polls since the early hours of this morning in a runoff between the vice president Joseph Boakai and the former international football player George Weah. The 51-year-old George Weah won the first round but did not secure the required 50% of the vote for an outright victory in the election. Let's have the
early figures
figures for turnout in the Liberian elections suggest numbers are down as voters are asked to decide who wins the presidential runoff. Queues were short and calm outside polling stations, in marked contrast to the lines of people in the first round. But observers remarked that may have been due to better organisation, or the fact that Boxing Day is a holiday in Liberia. In government for the last 12 years, Vice President Joseph Boakai has the experience, but trailed challenger George Weah by 10 points after the first round.
For years, I have been following this country, even when they were difficult to do so. I know what this country needs. I know what this economy can turn around.
Weah has star power and a national profile thanks to his footballing exploits, and has been a senator for the last 3 years. Boakai's unity... Whoever wins faces the continuing task of cementing the gains in national unity made after the 14-year civil war.
And that brings us to the end of this edition of the Primetime Newscast on Equinox Television. We wish you a blessed stay in the company of our programs until we meet again. Goodbye and thank you so much for watching.